Hi everyone, it's Dakota. Welcome to the Hallowed Cauldron. Glad to see you. Sorry I wasn't here last week. Life, busy, work, busy, projects here, there, everywhere. Kind of needed a break last week. I just took some personal time and got some stuff done. Had a video that I wanted to do, and I started it and I just was not into it. So I knew at that point that it was time for me to just kind of step back, for a week and recharge. So that's what I did. And so today's video was intended for last week. So we're going to go back in time. I'm here in my kitchen. It is quite warm outside. The cottage is ready for me to be in there. However, the cottage is not ready for me to be in there. I am getting ready to redo stuff. I don't like the way that the cottage is. As you know, well, I'm going to take you on that little ride with me when it gets a little more spring outside, because today's an exceptional day where it's very warm and it's going to the temperatures are dropping and it's going to be cold and rainy for like the rest of the week. So as soon as this weather kind of balances itself out, yeah, I'm going to make some changes in the cottage because um, it just is that's just not me. I tried to do it, so that it was aesthetically pleasing, and if you look at any of the videos, you'll see my thing in the background and all of that, and it's pretty. It's just not me. I'm not that this I don't it's changing. Anyway. Um yeah, and so stuff right now is kind of like everywhere. And so I just did it in here today, and it's fine. I'm sitting here, I'm looking out the door, and we have wood bees, which are extremely destructive. As you know, I have a cabin, and yeah, they are so destructive. It's like, I swear, this house is going to look like Swiss cheese. There's probably going to be holes between them and the woodpeckers. The woodpeckers land on the side of my house. I'm not kidding. I thought somebody was knocking on the door, and I couldn't figure out. And then I got scared. It was coming from upstairs. I might have did a video. I think I was on video doing it. I don't remember. I think I was. And I heard this like tap, 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 tap. And I was like, is somebody at my door? Because you can't get in here. I've got a gate. You got a ring to get in. You can't get in. And I thought, geez, somebody has either like come through the woods or they climbed my gate. What the heck? And I came down, so, and I think that's what happened, because then I remember I came downstairs and I kind of looked at the window and there wasn't anybody there. There was no cars or anything. And I was a little spooked, and then I heard it again. And I was like, crap, that's coming from upstairs. And I do have a balcony upstairs. I don't think you could get up there without a ladder. But then I thought, we have two attics. We have, the way this house is built, there's two attics. And the one attic that's upstairs has this adorable little, I call it a fairy door. I'll take you on a tour of my house. I will. I promise I will. There's a little door, and I call it my little fairy door. And that's a door that goes into this attic that's right above me. Or no, it's the attic over there. But it's upstairs and over there. And I was like, what if somebody got in the house when I wasn't home, and they're like upstairs in the fairy door? They're in the attic and they're knocking on the fairy door or something. I was kind of scared. I was really kind of freaky. And but you know what? I was like, whatever. And I thought, well, maybe it's the fae, and they're probably not happy, and this is not going to be good, but I'm doing it. So I went up there and I opened the fairy door and I was like, hello, and there was nobody there. And then I heard it again and I was like, oh crap, it's coming from outside on the balcony. I was like, oh my God. And so I lifted up the blind like that and I looked out on the balcony and I didn't see anybody. So I opened the door and I went out and I heard it knock, 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 knock. And I looked up and that woodpecker is on the side of the house, just going to town, making a hole in my house, inside of my house. Anyway, they're very destructive. They're very destructive. But those little wood bees, those wood borer bees or whatever they're called, they really have such a funny personality. They're really very fun to watch. They're really, really curious. If I sit out on the porch, they will be buzzing around it and they come up and they'll like stare right at you. I mean, like from this far. And they go, and they like check you out. And you can just see them. They're so cute. Yeah, they're really cute. They don't sting you or anything. I mean, I'm sure they would if you tried to like grab it or, whatever, it would sting you. Just like a honeybee, which by the way, I'm not going to go into the whole story about my OCD and jar situation. If you're interested in that, if you're interested in how I do my herbs, how I store my herbs, and my issue with herb jars for herbs and OCD, in that little search bar, there's a little magnifying glass down there somewhere. And on my videos, I don't think it's on this video, but if you go to my homepage, you'll see it where you can search. And I think it's herbs and OCD or OCD and herbs, something like that. If you just type in herbs, it'll come up. And watch that video because it'll tell you everything that I'm not going to tell you today. But I could not resist this. I got 3 of these jars at the dollar store yesterday. Speaking of the wood bee, the honeybee is my spirit insect. I have spirit animal, I have spirit insect, and the honeybee is my spirit insect. You would be surprised at what I've learned about the honeybee. Very, very awesome little insect, and they will sting you too. But they don't just come, they're not mean, like they're not like a wasp who's a jerk. But they will sting you. But I found these jars. I bought 3 of them. I had to have it. Check this out. It's got a bee. Can you see it? Oh, look. See the little bee? I hope you can see it. There's no way for me to kind of show you what that looks like. It's like a mason jar, and this is textured. Excuse me. Honeycomb, and it's actually textured. Nope. Anyway, hope you can see it. And it's a mason jar, so you can seal it if you wanted to seal it. Oh, that was a good shot right there. So I bought 3 of them, $1. Loved them, love them, had to have them. Okay, today I'm talking about the Wildwood Tarot. Wildwood Tarot. This was supposed to be last week's video. Didn't do a video, and so I'm doing it today. So we're going backwards. Yay, we gain a week. All right. As you know, I do a card pull every week. I never really ask the cards a question like anything on a personal note. If I'm in need of something or whatever, I don't read for myself. So I don't ask it questions like that. I don't ask it questions about finance. I don't ask specific questions. I just, as I'm shuffling the deck, and usually Spirit, when I go up there, Spirit will guide me. I never know how many decks I'm going to end up pulling from or reading from. Sometimes it's just one, which was last week. It was just one, and it was the Wildwood Tarot. But sometimes it's been up to 5 decks, and I have to shuffle and do all 5 and see how they all come together. So what I did this week though, or last week, was I have a lot of people that come in and they want to know what they can do for luck. What do you have for luck? Well, what kind of luck do you need? Do you need financial luck? Do you need luck in love? Do you need luck in passing your test? Luck is a very broad word. It's very broad, and it's very hard to define that. So I try to bring that in and let's narrow it down. Luck on what areas, so that we can focus and concentrate on that. So when I started thinking about it, because I had someone ask me in fact, I had 2 people ask last week that specific question. What do you have for luck? So when I started thinking about it, I hate this, but I'm going to say it. My husband always uses the little quote that luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And that is the truth. Hate to admit it, but that's the truth. And so, in order to have luck, you have to do something. You have to prepare for it. You have to do something. And why do you need the luck in the first place? And usually the answer is because there's an end result, regardless of what the answer is. Oh, because I need more money, or I need, I'm looking for a person in my life. So there's an end result to the luck. So then that end result, if you get it, is success, right? Let's just say that you were looking for a new job. So you want to be lucky in finding a job. Well, in order to be lucky to find a job, you have to first prepare to get a job. Get a resume. Get up and go out, look for a job. I don't know. Back in my day, we had to go to places with our resume in hand, and I guess everything is online now. I don't know. That's not how I do in my store. You have to come into my store if you want a job, or if I'm hiring. But anyway, so the point is you have to do something. You have to prepare for that. There is no magic stone. There is no magic this or magic that. That's just going to bring it's just going to bring it to you. It's a tool and it is a way of focusing, but what that does is it's telling you, don't forget, you got to work on it. You have to work on it. So when I pulled the cards, I sort of had that in the back of my mind. And I was thinking about, okay, well, let's use my store as an example. And I don't want anybody thinking anything other than specifically what I'm telling you. As I'm not going in there with any kind of like bragging rights or big swelled head or anything. But I have been in business for 20 years. And so that didn't just happen. I mean, it didn't just one day, it just happened. I still work very, very hard. I go to work every day that we're open. But I work very hard. I work very hard at what I do. I work hard with our customers. I work hard on getting inventory for the store that's needed. I work very hard on budgeting so that I can make sure that when the light bill comes, I've got it. I get to pay the light bill. When taxes come, no problem. Got it. You have to budget. I work very hard on keeping our store clean and maintaining and all the stuff, right? I work hard. Okay, big deal. I work hard. But that has paid off. Working hard, researching, educating myself on business, um, has paid off. It has paid off. So it wasn't so much luck as it was the hard work that got me to where I am. Now, I know that there are some people who they just want to stay home and be lucky. Well, me too. Like, me too. But it's not so much how it works. I mean, it just isn't how it works. And when you want something, in order to value that something, I really think that you need to work for it. I think that when something is just handed to you on a silver platter, or you're given you're just given things because somebody likes you, and the value of that kind of decreases a little bit. So I went in, I shuffled the cards. I was directed to use the Wildwood, and I went in. It wasn't even really with a question, but more as a, can you show me, like, kind of show, I don't even know how, I don't even think I worded it. It was just floating in my head, but it was something to the effect like, show me what luck is. Like, how do you get to that end result? What is it? What is the process of getting that end result? Whether it's getting a house, getting a job, getting a pay raise, getting a significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, getting whatever it is. And I kid you not, before the gods, this is what I pulled. All right, this is the Eight of Stones. In Wildwood, the stones represents the Pentacle card, the coin card, which is all about material gain. And it deals heavily with finances. But it also deals with not just finances, but hard work and commitment. And I swear to you that this is the card that I pulled. I shuffled the deck, and this is the card that it came out. I pulled it. The Eight of Stones is the Eight of Pentacles. And you can see he's got just this big round stone, and he is diligently working. He's committed to the end result of what's going to happen. What the end result, from what I can tell, are these little fire lamps that he has. And as you know, fire is warmth. Fire is light. Looks to me like he lives in this cave. So fire will bring him light. It will bring him warmth. He will be able to cook, right? Boil water, whatever it is that he needs to do. So what came to me when I saw that was that, so you mean warmth isn't just going to come your way? A cooked meal isn't going to just come your way? No, he's making it happen. So it's about persistence, and it is about determination and commitment, and striving and having patience. This doesn't happen overnight. Didn't happen overnight. It's having, being persistent and being committed. And you have to have some drive, and you have to have some passion, which fire is about. Fire is about action. And you have to, regardless of what avenue you're looking for this luck, this tells me you got to work. You got to work at it. You have to make an effort. You have to make an effort. And I just noticed this. He's already got an arrow. Looks to me like he's already got some tools, because he has a vision. Once I make these fire bowls, I'll be able to cook. Cook what? whatever it is that I hunt. In order to hunt, I must have something to hunt with. It just makes total sense to me. And so this is what it takes to be successful. Hard work. It's plain and simple. That's what it takes. You know, and it's not going to happen overnight. So, you know, you have to think about that. And I just feel like people they don't want to put in that effort. They don't want to put in that work. They would rather just have it handed to them because, you know, that's just easier. They can just, you know, stay home and do whatever they do, which, you know, play games on the computer and woe is me. And you know, I'm sorry. And I'm not saying everybody. I'm not saying everybody. There are, of course, there are situations where people have situations that that's why we have assistance. That's why we do help. That's why we help other people. So, but that is just, you know, really telling me that that's exactly what luck is. Luck is hard work. That's what luck is. Luck is hard work in order to have what you want. All right, so then that got me to thinking. Let's continue with the, what did I do with them? Oh, what did I do with them? Oh, here. Okay, so I was going to show you the cards real quick. I'm talking to you about this deck real quick. So the Wildwood Tarot, showed you the book. Here's the book. Reads somewhat like Rider-Waite, but it does have a very different feel. You might have to study some of the cards or at least read through the book to see what the artist had in their mind for it. But what I like about it, so this is the Ace of Stones. You can remember, stones is pentacles. The Ace of Stones, and it's this big giant, you know, Stonehenge rock. And but at the bottom there, it has the foundation of life. So one of the things that is good about this deck is it has a little hint right there to help you with your intuition or your abilities, your gifts, in order for you to read these cards. The stock is pretty nice. They're pretty thick. I don't shuffle my cards like this though, so I don't bend them. I do slide shuffle. So they've kept really well. This is the back. Not impressed with the back, just plain. That's fine, whatever. So that's the ace. This is the two challenge. You can see a little bit of fighting going on there, a little bit of challenge. 3, creativity. Now this is where it gets kind of, you know, you're looking at this going, the 3 of Pentacles, I don't get it. Or I'm sorry, the 3 of Stones, I don't get it. But you can see the 3 stones. She's standing under one and there's 2 on each side. Same with the 4. I've not figured this one out. 5 of Stones. Just by looks and intuition. I know what the 5 of Pentacles is, but this is not typical Rider-Waite for me. 6. 6 is though. And look real close. Look at the bees. The beehives in the back. Eee. So this looks like the 6 of Pentacles to me. I mean, I know that that's what that is. Did y'all see The Wicker Man? So I know a lot of people hate this show. Not the original one. I think the original one was made in like the 60s maybe. And it was pretty it's about Beltane. It's pretty I think it was about Beltane. I think it was about Beltane. Can't remember now. But anyway, it's pretty witchy. And then you have the newer version with Nicolas Cage. It's not so good, but I love that one. I don't know. I like that one. But he's in this. I won't tell you about it in case you ever want to watch it. I'll just tell you that he's in a field of beehives. That's all I'm going to tell you. That's what that one reminds me of. So here we have the 7. You saw the 8. I don't know where that went, disappeared to. But there's the 9. The 10. Here's where it gets very un-Rider-Waite. Your royals is what I call them. The Knight. Queen. And the King. So you can see that's really different. We'll go through these a little bit quicker. So, okay, we have the bows, which is the these are your staff. And you know, in tarot, the bow represents fire. Oh, I love this one. Active. Active. Six. Seven. Oh, there's the 8. I put it in the wrong thing. This was the 8 of stones. Here's the 8 of bows. The 9. And the 10. So just on your pip cards, you can kind of see that structure of Rider-Waite. When you start getting into the to your royals page, Knight. I think you'd really have to know your animals. You know, and what their energies are and their characteristics are to feel that card. Like I said, I mean, if I saw this deck, I could probably read the pips pretty easily, but not the royals. That's what I call them, the royals. So these are the Ace of Arrows, which are your swords. Sorry, I started to look at that card. Forgot what I was doing for a minute. I was like, 5. And then your pips. I'm sorry, your royals. Page. Knight. Queen. And king. And then we have the vessels, which is cups. So water. There's the ace. So you can kind of see, right, that you can feel that Rider-Waite structure with the pip cards. Your royals. All right, and now the major arcana, or arcana, however you say it. Some are very Rider-Waite. This is the Wanderer, very much the Fool. The Shaman. Your Magician, got all his tools down there. The Seer. Your High Priestess. The Green Man. I'm sorry, that's the Green Woman, and this is the Green Man. Sorry. This is the Green Man. The Ancestor. So see, they start to get a little, unless you know the numbers of your tarot, well, then if you were to just look at the pictures, it might be a little difficult for some to know really what they are. This is the Archer. The Stag. Love it. The Hooded Man, which was on the deck, on the car, the book. The Hermit. The Wheel. Sorry, Woodard. The Mirror. The Journey. Balance. Love that card. Guardian. Blasted Oak. The Pole Star. Moon on Water. Sun. The Great Bear. And then you have the World Tree. So I love this deck. It took me a while to be able to read any of them, even the pips, when I first got the deck, because I was so used to a much more structured form in the Rider-Waite than what these even show. It just took me a minute to figure out. I didn't want to just go, oh, it's that. It's the Eight of Pentacles, and then just go with what I know about the Eight of Pentacles. I wanted to actually look at the card itself, knowing what I know about the Eight of Pentacles, and then moving forward with the information that was, shown me on the cards. But when the major arcanas, I don't know them, and you have to really know the animal spirit. You have to know its energy and its characteristics and everything that you're supposed to know about your animal guide. So, and that can be another video. A lot of people think that they just oh, I want the wolf. The wolf's going to be my animal guide. But then you have to ask yourself, well, then what do you know about the wolf? What do you know about the wolf? How do they run? How do their packs run? What do they eat? How do they eat? What's their main sense? Their main sense, is it sight, hearing, taste? What is it? Just their characteristics and all of that. You kind of have to know if that's going to be your animal spirit. You have to know about that. And that I'm going to make myself a note. That'll be a good video that we'll do one day about our spirit guides and our spirit animals and our totem animals, some people call them. And also not to forget about the insects, because guess what? If you're someone who is more on the weak side, like physically weak, there's nothing better to have than an ant, because they are the strongest ever, right? So that's what I have today. Ran a little bit longer than what I wanted. I was like, oh, I'm going to keep this at 30. I'm 37 right now, so I'm going to go. It's good to be back. Probably see you next week, and I don't know what I'll talk about then, but we'll see. All right. Have a good week, everybody, and talk to you later. Bye.